Okay. And okay, that's fair enough. Joy,
Hi everyone. So
hello.
I'm Joy Kwamboka. I'm a software developer with now 3 years experience. So I have a few experience in teaching. So before probably like last year, almost half of last year, I was teaching kids how to code. So I have experience in that, and I think this will be a really good opportunity to kind of upskill some kids and get to grow the community and also learn in the process. Yeah.
Okay. So you have experience. Brian also has experience. So just let
Yeah.
you know that yeah, you do?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So just maybe give a little bit history of where we are, where we came from. So we were initially teaching adults, people above 18 years, who want to get into tech through data analytics. And then we realized that, we didn't have to, people don't have to wait till they're over 18 years to get into tech. So we thought of coming up with a way that we can support our kids when they're still young to be able to get into tech space so that they can be able to prepare themselves for tomorrow's career in tech or, world-driven world to prepare themselves as early as 5 years. So that's why we started this training. The training started initially from US. It's been going on since, I think, I would say August last year. And then Kenya class started about November last year. So the class has been going on in Kenya, and now we expanded. We're thinking of expanding the classes because currently the class is being done only on Saturdays. We're getting more students, and we think of having classes being conducted through the weekdays. That's Monday, Tuesday, possibly Thursday, so that the weekends can be left for either hackathon competition or such kind of projects for the kids. So we're looking forward to expand. And of course, that's why I think when I hear somebody talk about their experience in teaching, I would wish to get to know them, know their background, what they're competent in. And that's why we're here. Of course, I've known Joy for some time. She's told me this, and I said, okay, when the right time comes, we're going to have a formal kind of meetings like this, where next we're going to be asked to demonstrate expertise, what we've done, so that we can be able to understand that you're able to take care of the classes. And that's why we're here. So because Musi didn't introduce himself, Musi, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. Hello Joe, hello Brian. So my name is Mursi. So I'm the training coordinator for Sevenett, but now based in Nairobi. I'm also a teacher by profession. Yeah, that's brief about me.
Yeah, so he's a teacher. I've been teaching since 2003. Never trained as a teacher, but I've out of experience. I think I've had more experience than being a teacher. I started teaching way back. I think probably you guys were in private school. That's a long time ago. And so let me start it off by asking Brian, tell us
Yes.
in 5 minutes, even less, what teaching kids is like. Tell us what you've taught, the tools and the platform that you've used, and how you typically conduct a class.
Okay, so typically I conduct the lessons. The coding lessons have been infused in the curriculum, in the timetable of the school that I'm currently attached to. So we have been using Scratch as the visual programming language, and for the kids that are now in junior secondary, we have been using we have introduced them to HTML, and we also do some Python. So currently we are using a platform called PictoBlocks, which has been developed from scratch. It combines the use of Scratch and also Python programming. So there's a way in which they can transition from Scratch, from the use of visual blocks, to the use of Python. They have been using it to develop games. They have been using it to also do animations. We also guide them through some concepts in robotics, whereby they still use the PictoBlocks program to do robotics for simple robots. And then we have introduced them to robotics using some gadgets known as Quacky. So I'm well versant with the Quacky. We also have Arduino. We have been also using Arduino to do the robotics, whereby we have been making obstacle avoidance, smart robot cars. We have also had some kits called Kit for Curious, which we are also using for robotics. It involves STEM projects, which are real world, which are a simulation of the real world projects. Some of them, just to mention, but a few. Some of them are for the green technology and such kind of stuff. So majorly, I've been dealing with the Python, a bit of HTML, and also block coding. And last year, I also was in an institution where we were using both PictoBlocks and a program called Blockly. I don't know if you have heard of Blockly. Yes, yeah. So that is where we are right now. We now have kids that are 5 years of age and above that can develop their own games. They can even add scores. They can now make their own games. They can be creative in their own way. We have tried to make them more creative, and we are still hoping to get them more creative after they resume from the midterm break.
Okay, thank you. Bran, you talk.
Yes.
We have kids which who are in different groups. So we have kids maybe between 5 to 7. They might like think alike, and so we're having two students. Sorry, we're having two students who are in the same class, but you realize that this one is 5 years, the other one is 7 years. The 5-year one has been exposed to this longer than the 7 one, so he can be able to grasp the concept so easily compared to 7 in the same class.
Yeah.
How will you handle the two students?
So both of them have, first of all, to be taken through a thorough introduction, and then basing on their level of achievement, basing on their mastery of the concept, that is how you can move. So it calls for preparation of an individualized program for each of them, so that they can at least have they can find their level in the programming, in the world of programming. So as time goes, you also vary the activities. You expose them to several activities so that you can gauge their performance and level of achievement over time.
Brad, you already engaged and realized that the two of them, they're in the same class. You're teaching, assuming you're teaching in a class where two students are not the same level. They're the same group, same age, but realize that one is able to grasp the concepts so fast and probably need to get something. Because for me, my understanding as far as this programming concept is concerned, if for example, I'll give an example, just like the math, 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Okay, 1 + 2 is equal to 3. 1 + 4 is equal to 5. So a student may be still struggling to do 1 + 1. While somebody can be able to now, they're in the same class, but they can be able to add 1 + 10 to get 11. They're in the same class, same time. How will you handle the two students?
So this will call for individual attention. By giving them individual attention, you will now be able to know the activities that you can engage them in, so that each of them are advantaged in their own way at the level at which they can attain the goals you have set for that particular class or lesson?
Yeah, so I'll give you maybe what I would do. So I have two students. So I would give, like you say, personalized attention, right? So one would be struggling adding 1 + 1, while one is easily able to add 1 + 10. So the one who is able to add 1 + 1, you can give even more technical, examples to work on. While the one that's struggling, you still give them more attention to be able to push them to the next level where they can be able to add 1 + 3, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Joy, 5 minutes. Demonstrate what you've done, how you typically conduct a class, and the experience you've had training kids to do coding.
Okay, so how I've gone about it from before is beginning with I can say basic principles. First of all, as you know, is just an introduction. But then after that, like now you kind of introduce the basic principles of coding. And so you initiate them bit by bit, you initiate them bit by bit. And so how I have gone about it from last year is I had kids, they were I think they were, I can say around from age of 12 to, I can say 12 to the older one was, I think 15, was in high school. And so how I went about it was, children, they're easily distracted. And so you have to like come up with something interactive. And so since I was beginning with the simple stuffs like HTML, and so we had to go through, I had to code and kind of explain things to them. And then later on, I give them like a challenge, I can say, so that, I kind of confirm like they have gotten basically the basics of things. And then after that, we'll just go through it all over again and then kind of give them a small assignment so that whenever we come back to the next session, they can present whatever they have done. So so that's what I went about in terms of interactive learning. Also in terms of flexibility of understanding, like, there are bits that some of the children who are like, they don't get things quite easily, and there's some who are very sharp. And so you kind of dedicate the first few minutes during the lessons, and you just go through it quickly. And in case maybe they do not understand a concept, like it's at that point that you get to tackle it. Also, I can say I used to do a lot of visual aids. So, it's more encouraging. I can say it's more encouraging when they get to see, I think the final product or the end product of something. And so we did more of visual, like if you want to implement this, then this is how you're going to implement it. So that kind encouraged the children to keep working towards it. And so we went it bit by bit. So we began with React, and then later on we went to advanced JavaScript. So advanced JavaScript is basically animation. So being able to make things move in your website. So things to be able to work, like, the games my brother Brian was talking about. So then we went to advanced, so whereby I introduced them to JavaScript. And then now later on, we went to, I can say, the backend side of things, so that they're able, like, they can become full stack. They can have a variety of skills, I can say, in terms of data analysis, where they're able to collect data from the website, analyze it, and then from it garner very insightful, things from that. So I think yeah, that's my experience. So far I can maybe just mention that. Yeah.
Okay. So you're in a class. A student is not able to share screen. And the parent may not be available at that time. How will you help the student? Or I realize the student cannot be able to turn on their mic. So you can communicate. They can hear you probably, but they can't to speak back. How will you go about that?
I say that requires a lot of patience because not so many kids, especially here in our country, are computer literate. And so the first thing that usually do, because I think when I first met them, like it was their first time to encounter with Zoom or Google Meet and other other applications that facilitate meetings. And so you had to be patient, but I was lucky. They were catching things easily. So you can kind of show them. You can show them from your screen. You share your screen. You tell them if you want to share your screen, then you click here and then you allow this and that. So it's basically more of communication, so that they're able to understand. And when maybe they're not getting it, then you have to slow down and identify the issue, and then now so that everybody is at par with each other. So it's more of patience and trying to communicate in a manner they can easily understand.
Then you can also take control of the screen. Okay.
Yes, I can also take control of their screen.
For every child, we'd expect you as a teacher or instructor to have contact with the parent. The parent is possible. You can always, reach out to the parent through the phone so that you let them be around to help the student, especially the younger ones. So I want to share a screen. Dr. If you have anything, you can ask them as I share the screen.
Yeah, so who is it? Yeah, Brian.
Yes.
So can you describe, for example, a challenging situation you faced while teaching a coding class for kids, and also you were able to resolve?
One of the challenging situations I've once faced is that when I first introduced coding to a school that has never had the program before, there was that issue of a computer literacy. So I had to take the students through basic orientation of orientation of the basic skills that they could now, after that they could now be able to manipulate and use their gadgets. And after that is when I now introduced them to visual programming. So the challenge that was there was lack of that knowledge of computer, that lack of the basic skills. But after I had taken them through an orientation, I was able to solve the challenge.
Joy, same question.
The challenges I have encountered was basically the question that was asked before, that there are some who are kind of slow in terms of getting things, and there are some who are really quick, maybe because they have encountered it before, maybe they have gone through it before. And so it was like you're dragging the process for other people. But one thing that maybe I can say I was able to do maybe in that situation was that you kind of you want to group them together, so that you give the other kid an opportunity to basically show what he has understood, and maybe in that way they're able to kind of communicate with the other kid and enable the learning to be more effective. So kind of giving them more challenges to challenge them in terms of, also we have coding challenges to sharpen their minds and to be able to come up with solutions real quick. And so that was a good thing, because it was also encouraging to the other kids who are not, I can say, who are kind of, dragging a little bit. And so it's just a matter of giving them an opportunity to kind of share with other people what they have learned, and give them opportunities also to identify what else they're good at, and kind of nurturing that skill. And I believe at the end of the day, that's the aim, that they get to improve the skills that they already have to perfection.
Brian, how would you've met a learner you've never met, so how would you be able to build rapport and also trust with that young kid? Because now you see it's the first time, so your first interaction with him, so it's also about the first impression. How do you win a kid now in a class setup? More so now our classes will be online. How would you do that?
Okay, I would first of all try to reduce formality as much as I can, so that I lower myself to the level of that child. I will also take some time to gather information from that child on what they know about coding, and I try to show them how interesting it is so that I can capture their attention. After capturing their attention, I can now start building a friendly relationship with them so that they can learn easily from me.
Okay, Joy. Lastly, Joy, how do you do?
Okay. So in that situation, I definitely can say, what I used to do times when I was encountering such children, I think I'll just like make more time and get to understand them, and maybe a better way they can be able to receive things, understand things. So we'll kind of make time, and because nowadays kids are different. There are those who learn through pictures, there are those who learn through listening, there are those who learn through reading. And so you kind of get to know your kids and then maximize on the better way that they're able to learn, I can say. And so being able to understand like, oh, this is the best way they're able to learn. So how do I, work now with this skill or in a certain way so that they're able to receive it? I think I will do that so that they also get something from that.
Okay, so Mark.
Yeah, so I want us to look at the screen. I hope you guys are able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is our
Brian has dropped out.
Sorry?
Brian ametoka.
Oh, I think he's having a problem with everything. Okay. Brian, if you're going to teach, please, you have to be able to work on the internet. So our training is divided into 4 groups, depending on the age, from 5 to 7 years. We call them kindercoders. Elementary coders are from 8 to 10 years. And then junior coders are 11 to 14 years, and anyone above 15 years, they are called associate. So it's actually, so it's going to be 15 years to 17 and a half, because once they're 18, they're no longer considered as children. They go to the data analytics training. So this is what we open. So we expect that a child between 5 to 7 should be able to learn introduction to coding concepts, fundamental programming, game development as the main thing. And then we're going to talk about projects, hackathons, coding challenges, and all kind of, projects that they can do. So I'll give you more details on what they need to do under introduction, fundamentals, and game development. An elementary coder should be able to learn anything here. I mean, everything here, plus additional web development. Junior coders should learn anything from this, from that, and additional introduction to robotics. Associate coders should learn everything here, plus mobile application development. So you can access this information when you type in sevenett.net, and then you come to Code7. Now, in that class, each class will have beginners, intermediate, and advanced. They could be the same, but some are just joining, have not been exposed to this. Some already have advanced level at intermediate. So as a trainer, you should be able to understand where the child where the child falls. Now, one more thing, I want us to come to these downloads and then this curriculum. Okay, let me hide this. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
You seeing the slides?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, good. So we come here. So these are the platforms that we recommend. Scratch being one of them, Python, Blockly, Code.org, Tinker, Microbit, Lego, and Swift. So my question is to both of you, out of these platforms and the modules that I have here, is there anyone that you've never had, you're hearing for the first time? Brian and Joy?
We
As for me,
okay. Yep. Just go on.
as for me, I've heard about all of them.
Okay. How about you, Joy?
Well, for me, I have done Python and web development and a little bit of Scratch. So I think yeah.
So what will
Yeah.
you do to make sure that you get to know what you don't know?
So because I think like the languages are not so different. The functionalities is basically the same. Maybe the syntax is a little slightly, different in every language. I think that will be easy because also one language is able to do basically match, and another framework also is still able to do that. So I'll make an effort to go through maybe doing something with a different language. But I think for the current knowledge that I have, I think I am able to do the courses.
Okay. Brian, anything you want to add?
Nothing much. I can just say if I come across a concept or something that I've not heard of before through the platform, I can do more research and find a way to learn more about it.
Okay, good. So these are the modules: introduction, fundamental of programming, game development, web development, introduction to robotics, and web applications. So if you come here under introduction, these are the things that we expect at the platform that you're going to use. So you're going to talk about understanding of basic coding basics. We are going to use
Mark,
code.
I don't think it's showing in your screen, whatever you are sharing.
I was told it's showing, so let me. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so introduction. So you see the platforms. You use Code.org. Is a common platform used in public schools here in US. So it's a well-known one. Scratch is common everywhere. So you realize that we're not just using one platform. We are using different platforms. So we use Code.org here. We're using Scratch here, and then use the Tinker here, and then Thimble by Mozilla, and then there's a Khan Academy. So these are the platforms, and all these platforms are free. For anyone who has been exposed to this, and you guys understand, it's a platform that is so interactive. You can share, you can learn, you can read, you can even see the project that a student has posted, make a comment and allow them to improve on it. So this is what we're going to do in the first introduction. So we expect that this should take at least 4 months, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months. Okay. Then you move to the next one, fundamental of programming. So this used in different platforms as well. So Scratch, Tinker, Code Academy, Khan Academy, and of course Code Combat. So you are going to use. So this is just to guide you. Okay. Same to game development down to the last one, which is mobile application development. So all of this. So Sabu talked about robotics. So let me go back to robotics. So this is introduction to robotics, Lego, education. And of course, these are different platforms that you may be able to use to teach this class. Okay. And then finally, they're going to have projects. And each of them, like I said, we go back to what I had shown you earlier. It shows that you can be able to use, they be able to have those hackathons or coding challenges or projects to showcase what they're learning. Any other question after that? Any question?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what I would wish to is you guys have a platform or I would say this, a YouTube content that demonstrates what you've done, or a portfolio. I don't know, in whatever platform you're using, so that we can be able to see what you've done so far.
I've recently created a Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok account for the platform I've been using. It's called Code7.
Yeah, you may want to share it with us.
Yes, I
Gonna
can
put down there
maybe
the
share
chat.
the link. Okay.
Okay. How about you,
Um,
Joy?
So my work is basically on GitHub. I do a lot of posting in GitHub.
Okay.
Very rare in YouTube, but some on LinkedIn. Yeah. So
Yeah.
YouTube,
So
no.
share the same on the chat. Dr. Will be able to have a look at them. We can be able to look at them. And then, so we have classes going on Saturday. Tomorrow is Saturday Kenya time, right? Is it?
Friday,
No.
Friday.
Please
Friday.
Friday. So classes will be on
Yes.
Saturday. So I just added you to the group. Brian, did you join the group?
I haven't been able to join the group yet.
Yeah, so I want you to see, we're going to go through your portfolio profiles, and then we'll be able to just get to class, see what the type of students we have and the teachers. And then we can have a meeting next week, probably next week, and we can be able to let you know who to be next.
Okay.
Dr. Anything else you want to add?
No, sina kwa sahu.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's fine. So let's meet on Saturday. And then we're going to have another meeting next week, and then I think we can take it from there.
Okay.
Okay then. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Same to you.
Okay.